We happen to know that on one of your spacecraft, to communicate with anybody who might find it, you put that number, pi, right on the chart on the spacecraft. It's like a communication in math. In case any intelligent life force should find it, they would then say, oh, you have pi. You must be intelligent. Let me tell you what an intelligent society will know when they see that. They will look at it and they go, these people are flying in space. They don't even have base 12. Look what they think pi is. They must still be in base 10. There's got to be 6 forces. And there is. And before I tell you what the other 2 are, and I give them attributes, not names, because they will be named according to what science wishes to name them, and they will then explain dark matter. Oh, listen to this. There's a difference between a galaxy and a solar system. A big one. Newton, listen up. At the middle of a solar system is ordinary mass. No matter how big or how small the sun is in any solar system, it represents ordinary mass. When you get into the giant systems such as galaxies, that's where the magic is, and that is where the discoveries are. Years ago, we told you what was in the middle of each galaxy that would cause the rotation. Even before it was notated in science, we said there is something in the middle that's interdimensional, a black hole. Some years ago, we then gave you the rest of the story. We said there are twins in the middle of each galaxy. There are 2 attributes. One you call the black hole, and one you cannot see. They are a push-pull system of interdimensional energy. The missing piece of the forces of the universe and the energy that surges back and forth. Now stay with me. I'm going to give you some pictures in your mind for this. Let me tell you what happens when you have this kind of an interdimensional energy in the center. Newton's law no longer applies. It's not ordinary mass. This interdimensional energy has a cohesion to it. It creates a flat rotating galaxy because of its interdimensionalness. There's a whole set of laws that must be developed for a strong and a weak interdimensional force. You now have the 6. You have gravity, you have electromagnetics, you have strong and weak nuclear, and now you have number 5 and number 6, which are strong and weak interdimensional force. Here it comes, the interdimensional portions that the string theorists said are there. Every galaxy has a push-pull system. Every galaxy in the middle of it has a twin. There is a twin system. You only see one. Because you're convinced it's invisible, it's black hole, no light escapes, therefore it must be singular, one thing. How 3D of you. It is not one thing. It's a beautiful double eye of a needle. Now listen. When you start mapping the universe and you see how the galaxies are really put together, you already know they're not random. Isn't that interesting? Wasn't what you call the Big Bang supposed to be something that random distributed everything from almost nothing? So why is there a pattern? This is the beautiful part, dear human beings. There is a pattern in the seeming chaos of an interdimensional event, which was Big Bang was an interdimensional event. Picture with me for a moment a giant needle and thread, 2 of them, one that goes into the black hole and one that comes out of it. These threads are interdimensional strings of force that then connect themselves to the other galaxies, weaving in and out of their centers, which are a double-eyed black hole, a push and a pull, an interdimensional force of which you are not aware of yet. And they then thread to another galaxy and to another and to another. Now see that quilt work having a symmetry and a purpose. If you could look down the middle of it into the middle of the universe from a certain angle, you would even have the symmetry of a mandala. The galaxies are shaped beautifully. The symmetry makes sense. It's base 12. We challenge you to find this. And those seeming threads that go in and out of those galaxy centers with this new force I have just described, it's a lattice. It's a lattice. It has symmetry, it has purpose, it has beauty. And it's the missing energy of the universe. The dark matter that everyone looks for is not in the empty spaces between things. It's in the strings of the interdimensional force between galaxies, purposefully put there. Oh, it's a wonderful system. You only see randomness now. You don't even have the forces listed, but you will. I've spent enough time on this. Okay, there is one more. I want to give you this hint. Again, we do not do this out of the free choice of the human being. This is in the ethers. That is to say that it is available for discovery. Humans must discover these things. We give hints. And when they're there, you'll know you heard it here first. This is technical. Don't worry, my partner. I'll give you the picture. For years, astronomers have been putting special lenses on the telescopes of choice in order to give them different kinds of views of the universe. The collection of ordinary light is passé. They now wish to collect radiation. They wish to have the spectrometry. Go slow. So that they can tell what things are made of. They would like to measure the coming and the going of the speed, so they will have red shift or blue shift to know the speed of things. For years, they have been putting special lenses on their telescopes so they can see not light, but everything else. Wouldn't it be wonderful if someone came up with an interdimensional lens? And if you could, what would you see? You'd see exactly what I've described. You'd be able to see the twinness of the center black hole, that it's not one thing, it is two, because you're not looking at light anymore. You're looking at gravity and time and the warping of them, and you'll see the in and the out. You'll see how they relate to the other, because you will see the strand connecting the galaxies very clearly. Wouldn't that be wonderful? It would explain the missing energy. It would give the scientists the reason to increase the 4 forces to 6. And it is doable. And I'm going to tell you what it looks like, almost. Number 1 hint, you cannot put it on the lens. It must go as close as it can to the receiving device. In the case of an optical telescope, that is its mirror. In the case of a digital telescope, that is its digital eyeball. That is to say that this lens cannot go anywhere but the focal plane. That will be meaningful to those who build telescopes. It must go there where the focus is collected. This lens is not physical. this lens is plasma. Plasma held together by incredibly strong magnetics. And it's very cold, and those are the hints. And when you develop it, and when it's there, and when you turn it on, there will be the next step in astronomy. A revolution, a revelation. Physics will change, your reality will change, and I'll tell you why. And this is the last point I make in science before I close. I'll tell you why. And that is, when you look at interdimensional things, one of the unexpected things you're going to see is life. Yes, you stick out because of your life force. You can look into a galaxy, and the ones that glow have life. How about that one? And everybody can get scared. It's inevitable. Inevitable. That is our science channel.